Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Rich. All right, welcome to Super Fun Sunday. What is it? It's Friday. I'm going to be working on my own stuff this weekend and didn't want to have to take breaks to do videos, so I thought I would just shoot it Friday night. So we're going to look at Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy, The Wake. What's exciting about this book for me is Sean had like a run of stuff that he did that I just thought was so cool. The Wake being one of them. Punk Rock Jesus was very, very cool. I actually loved Tokyo Ghost. I own all these comics, and I was really, really tempted to almost do his American Vampire series that he did. It's really, really good. But I went with The Wake because it's just, man, there's some pages in this that are so awesome. So it's going to be literally impossible to go through the whole thing. So we're just going to look at, pages that really kind of catch my eye and enjoy Sean's work. I had mentioned him in some of the Batman black and white videos recently, saying that I would absolutely love an artist edition of his work. And I know one will come one day. This is such a great show. His work is really, really cool. The first time that I saw Sean's work was on a book called Low Orbit. I believe it's called Low Orbit. And wasn't really this style at that time, but you could still tell that he was good. I'm very adventurous with my purchases of comics. So, whenever I go to the store, I've said this a million times, I will literally look through every single book. Like every new comic, whatever. It's like, if you give me enough time, I'll flip through everything, and just anything that catches my eye, I'll pick up. I don't care what it is, black and white, independent publisher, it doesn't matter. It's like, if I see something in it that I think is interesting, it will be mine. I will procure it. So anyway, at one point, somehow Sean's work fell into my lap, and I liked it. Jason Sean Alexander is another one. I got a very, very early book of his before he was really known, and I've been a fan ever since. Ben Oliver, there's a bunch of them. But yeah, this stuff is so badass. Let's just enjoy for a moment. I love icebergs, honestly. They're not in comics enough. They could be. Alright, so let's go. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be impossible to go through all these pages. So some of the sequential stuff we'll move through a little quicker. This is so good. Sean's work has a very... it reminds me of old architectural drawings. And I don't mean like just because it's architecture, but there was this kind of look that like movie designers had. Joe Johnston, Sid Mead, and stuff like that, and you get like a little bit of that kind of vibe from some of his like line work, the way that he inks his stuff. And I had mentioned drafting in a video that I did recently. I don't even remember when. I've shot so many videos today. But anyway, yeah, there's a very draftsman-like quality to his work that is very, very cool. And the guy knows how to draw depth and perspective fantastically. A lot of times people get hung up on perspective as being like buildings and objects. Perspective really does affect everything, but Sean is amazing at creating worlds. And there's a couple of shots in this that are fucking unreal. They're so good. This is a great 2-page spread. I mean, when I see stuff like this, I just want to check it all out, like a video game. I want to go in that door, and I want to cruise to this building. I want to head over here. I want to know what's going on here. I love stuff like that. I think it's so fun. This is amazing. The next page is really, really cool, too. Wait till you see this. This is so badass. And it will harken back to, drumroll, Atomo. Feels a little like Akira. We talked about Akira and Atomo earlier today. Atomo. I know it's Atomo. It's Friday night. This is, you get loose, Rich. This is really, really cool. Look at that. Oh, that is so creepy. But yeah, his sense of depth and scope and scale is so good. Man, it's great. Tokyo Ghost is so good. I was really close to doing that too. But you know, I went with this. I don't. There was no real reason. This is great too. Just look at the position that he put the whale in. Like he rolled it over on its side a little bit, and it's like breaching the water. I mean, this is just such a nice attention to detail. Regardless of if he got it from reference or not, it's just beautifully drawn. This is so kick-ass. This is really, really killer. I mean, this is fantastic. I've always been a big fan of waves and water and paintings of water and stuff like that. I always think that there's a real beauty to the forms, you know, and like, yeah, there's just these masses of waves, but they're so sort of random. It just is. It's always really, really cool to see. This is great. I didn't even really notice that she was right there in the little shadow. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I had a joke in my mind when I thought that I was going to maybe do this, which was like 5 reasons that Sean Gordon Murphy kicks ass. But instead, I'm just going to do an artist spotlight on him. I think I might have done one before. I can't remember. It's possible that I even shot it and never uploaded it. It just depends. I'm out of it. I never know. Alright, this is very, very cool. This is great. Oh, it's funny because I think this is the book that the Carl Sagan looking guy is in. This is really cool. This guy works hard, man. Just this series alone was like 220 pages. That's a lot of work, especially with this level of detail that he puts and attention to detail. I mean, and you stack it with, if you look at the last decade of work that he's done, he's had a tremendous amount of output in relation to the quality of the work and also the quantity of love that he gives the pages. He really works hard. There's no doubt in my mind that he isn't working very, very hard on this. I don't know how many people followed him on DeviantArt like many years ago, but he used to post quite a bit on DeviantArt, but we're going back like probably 8 years, maybe 10. This is great. This is cool. It was funny, as he started to get more popular, I would see more and more people coming up to me with samples of art that looked like this, that were clearly influenced by him. But I mean, there are artists that were doing stuff very similar. One that comes to mind, like Andrew Robinson, Chris Bacalo when he was at Vertigo. You have Bill Sienkiewicz. There's a lot of European artists, Micheluzzi. You know, this stuff was out there. A lot of American comic book fans might not have been aware of it. I kind of think sometimes that Sean, he would say stuff sometimes on DeviantArt, and I would sometimes be like, you know, there are Americans that know a lot of the influences that you have, like where he was getting some stuff from. But this is the Carl Sagan like character. But yeah, it's just great looking stuff. I'm just checking out the room. I love stuff like this. It's so cool. Oh man, the American Vampire series that he did is so good. This is great. Her storytelling pages are really, really good too. I mean, like the way that he lays them out. We'll check that out in a second. Let's see. Like his composition, stuff like that. Man, that is so awesome. Woo! Yep. That's cool. It's a little hard to read right here. I guess that's like a rock. It goes down into the thing. It's really cool. It's like, I'm having a little trouble. I can't tell if they're underwater here. the red color makes it a little confusing because it makes it feel like they're outside. I don't know, maybe. But that's just me. It's not bad storytelling. I just like, oh man, that's really cool. God, that is great. He picks the best shots. There was something when I was kind of flipping around to like see what I was gonna do with his. Man, there was this one panel. I mean, it's no different than anything like this, but it's just the camera angle. Oh, it was actually in the American Vampire. He did this upshot of like Nazi vampires surrounding these people. My God, the camera angle was just, it was so cool. He stuck it like on the floor, like right here, looking up, and there's these zombie vampire guys surrounding it. It's really cool. We'll have to do that at some point because I love that series. That was neat too because I had pulled out all the comics one night. I actually have a stack of his work, kind of like right near me, but I can't really like show you. But yeah, I hadn't really ever looked at his American Vampire stuff, and one night I sort of found a stack of it, and I was like, oh, these would be cool to look through. Let's see what this is all about. And I was just like, oh yeah. The Wake is really good too. He's done really fun projects. Honestly, his Batman stuff is great. It's like he's got a nice body of work that he's created. Should be really proud of it. He's really, really great. This is nice. Oh. Don't! That's how the caveman died. We'll move through some of these kind of quick. There's so many pages. I'll have links to Sean's social media. He is on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure he's on Twitter too. I'm not really that hot on Twitter, but I'll post links to anything that I can find of his. If he has an official website, and he has an art dealer too. His art pops up for sale couple of times a year, I think. Like when he finishes a series, they'll upload them. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that. It is not cheap, but it's really, really good. Man, that's so cool. These are great. It's Jaws. That's cool. Dude, that is so awesome. Oh man, he is great. The Wake. Man, we've done so many great books. This is cool. Let's check it out. God, man. I'm like in awe. Oh, this was really cool. I thought this was really neat. So, if you check this out, like the way that he did sort of the detailing on the divers with the white, it's just a nice touch. This is great. These are all really cool. Nice little vehicle. He's cool. Oh man, look at that. That's so great. And I've talked like to people that have done reviews and stuff of the size variations on things. You see how Sean varies his sizes on the pages? He has these beautiful small figures. He has objects that are really big, and I've explained before that a point of interest isn't always the whole magnitude of the piece, but it's really like what you focus on. But when he draws this, you actually do kind of focus on the whole thing, so he kind of gets full credit for like actually the entire shape of this works. And this is got a nice, like, this is all kind of one shape that you look at. And he's really, really good with that. And you just kind of see it over and over again. He's got stuff that's smaller. larger. These, just the forms are really, really good. God, that's great too. Again, those masses of water. I think water just drawn well is just so beautiful. These are great gestures. This is really nice. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm not gonna say it. You want me to say it when I look at him. I'm not. Rhymes with babe. I'm just kidding. That's cool. He's good with pants too. He's good with pants and jackets. Like he understands like how fabric works, but he does it in a very stylish way. But that's good. I don't mean any disrespect for the pages I'm not zooming in on, but like I said, for us to look at enough of these, I want the video to be moving. This is nice. And he was smart, you know. He kind of allocated his time, like I think in an intelligent way on that page. He didn't need to draw more, so he didn't. This is cool. This reminds me a little bit of the Tokyo Ghost stuff. That's really nice. Ooh, so good. It's got a little of like a Walter Simonson vibe, but I mean, I'm not saying it's an influence of his, but oh man, love this. Yeah, pretty much whatever he would draw is going to be kick-ass. I could see him doing, you know, anything, and it would be good. Can't say that about all artists, you know, or comic book artists. I mean, like, there's some artists that you go, oh, they'd be really good on that, and maybe that wouldn't be so good, but I could see him doing an X-Men book. I could see him doing Superman. I could see him doing his own stuff. I could see him doing cyberpunk, fantasy, you know, like some sort of Neanderthal book. It doesn't really matter. I think whatever he would do is going to be pretty kick-ass. So it's a real testament to how good he draws water. No, I'm just kidding. How, you know, like he's a fully realized illustrator, and that's good. And Sean, if you're watching this, don't let all these compliments go to your head. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know him. I've never met him. The closest I came to knowing him or meeting him is that I'm friends with Dustin Wynn. And Dustin, I think, is friends with him. Pretty sure. That's it. This is cool. This is nice. I actually really like this. It's, for whatever weird reason, it reminds me of Battle Chasers 8, 10. There's that scene with those mean boys in the beginning of that one issue where they shoot the bird with, I think, like a slingshot. It's like kind of different for Joe, but it's got a tree and a bird. This looks nothing like it, but it's close enough. It's a nice cardinal. Oh, oops. I fucked up. Oh, spoiler. Don't look. Hold on, I can get rid of it here. Oh, wow, what is that? Holy shit. It looks like a beetle, like the band The Beatles, and like Fishman. That's cool. Alright, we're going to go for like 9 more minutes. I'm going to stop it. So let's see if we can get through. This is cool, man. God damn. That's so kick-ass. This is really good. You know, and this is a good testament to like come up with something that's unique and very identifiable as yourself, and great things come from it, you know. I think in general you could pretty much pick out that this is his work from most of these pages. Although there are a lot of people, you know, again, kind of influenced by his stuff now, so it starts to dilute the pool a little. But, I mean, it doesn't negate what he does. It's just, it could add some confusion. This is great. Wow, that's really cool. Would be really interesting to talk to him about, like, what he thinks of these pieces, you know, which he thinks were successful, which he, you know, did he struggle with any of the drawings? I think the assumption is when you see people that draw really well that, like, everything was kind of easy for them. Maybe not, but you know, I think that they make it look easy, and you never know. I mean, I remember Baclo telling me one time that there was a page that it looked like something that maybe took him 4 or 5 hours to draw, and he said it actually took him like 3 days because he just couldn't get the layout. He couldn't get the pose, he couldn't get the layout, and I'm sure with stuff like this, it's got to be the same way. You know, you never know what these guys really fought through to get to the answer that they wanted, or the layout, or the idea. It's pretty interesting, you know. That would be like the next wave of comic, like, artist editions would be artist editions with, like, director's commentary. I know that they've done stuff like that, but not to the extent that I'm talking, where it's like, I don't know if you would want to release that though with the book, or I kind of think it would be kind of cooler later. Let people enjoy the book for what it is, and then, you know, down the road you could kind of break it down. So we'll go for like 5 more minutes. This is nice. God. It's a lot of stuff to draw. This mat is awesome. Wow, that's cool. That is really cool. That's nice too. I love this pose, and the fact that he did that nice up shot really makes it great. But yeah, he's just so good with his, like, shapes, and man, he establishes the perspective and he locks those figures into it, and boy, it's like just very effective looking. That's wild. This is cool. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, he could do a whole book of just something like this, and it would be awesome. There's, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no limits for this guy. So crazy. So yeah, definitely pick these up. They honestly, they do look better in the comic book than these files are decent, But I would just recommend getting the comic books or like a trade or hardcover. It's just way better. But this looks good. It's just, there's like a kind of a level of depth that it's like the paper and stuff like that really kind of makes it like lock in. It's cool to zoom though. I mean, I love that. That's cool. Man, that is really neat. Cool. Yeah, this is really beautiful panel. We're going to go 3 more pages that we actually focus on. I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, and the American Vampire one, he had like a big like pharaoh statue. Oh, so good. I'm hyping up the American Vampire stuff. I feel a little guilty that I didn't show you guys some of that, but we'll do it one day. I assure you, because I like that book a lot. Man, that's cool. Oh, that's such a great panel. That's so cool. That's nice too. I think I can just go like that, right? Oh man, that's nuts. Oh, that's so cool. I love those little like mermen. Yeah, that's nice. That is really cool. Oh, that's really cool too. Man, that submarine is so awesome. God. I saw a walkthrough of a German U-boat the other night on YouTube. You can find it. It's like a Swiss guy does it. It's intense, man. I don't know how people could like. They were saying that those German soldiers were on the U-boats for months at a time. Whew, man, it is tight quarters, and it just looks. It doesn't look like fun. Not that war ever would be fun, but man, yeah, being on a submarine like that. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's do just one more page. I think this is a good one to end on, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's crazy. He's so good. Okay, we're gonna end it there. There's still honestly like 120 more pages, I think, of this collection. So again, I would just highly recommend get like a hardcover of this. You won't be disappointed. I mean, if you spend 20, 25 bucks on it, it's so worth it. So, all right, have a great night or day. It's like night for me now. But yeah, I'll be back like probably Monday with another video. And I got to get crack-a-lacking on my stuff. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great one. Bye.